And today I'm going to share with you another case study of a nutrition client in the wellness business that went from doing $12,000 per month to $76,000 per month.
Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 243. And today I'm going to share with you another case study of a nutrition client in the wellness business that went from doing $12,000 per month to $76,000 per month. And I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to do that. And I think this is going to be really instructive because it shows how you can take a business that has an existing offer and you can improve the sales process and how you can use that to then scale. So I'm going to show you exactly what we did. I have a particularly intimate understanding of this particular business, and I'll explain why in a second. So the first thing that we did is, so this was actually my wife's business. So she bought this business back in 2014, and when she bought it, they actually did have some systems in place. They were getting all of their inquiries through Google Ads, and they had a call qualification script, and they had a framework for the consult that the person who had responded to the ad would come in and do. And what was happening is that the number of people that were converting, out of every 10 people that came in and did a consultation about doing a nutrition plan, 4 of those people were converting, which is actually pretty good. But naturally, given that it was my wife's business, she asked me to have a look at the sales process. So the first thing that we did is we did a diagnostic on the patient consult framework. So what is it that was happening? Certainly what was happening from a qualification perspective, we did look at that. And we also looked at what was happening in the actual patient consult. What were the questions that were being asked? How were we diagnosing each particular client's set of circumstances? We then pinpointed the 3 reasons that patients weren't converting into actual paying clients. And then we rewrote the patient consultation framework. So I rewrote that, and then we trained her and her practice manager in the new process. Now, what happened is that they went from converting 4 out of every 10 consults that came in into converting 8 out of every 10. Now, the thing with my wife is that she actually had done sales before. She hadn't ever had a nutrition business. And she's not even a nutritionist. She bought this particular business. She had never worked in nutrition before or in a wellness business before. And so, but she had worked in sales before. So she actually did know how to sell. But given the right framework, she was able to take the results from 4 out of every 10 people buying to 8 out of every 10 people buying. But the big test came when we were able to train her practice manager in the new framework, because that was going to be where the rubber hit the road. Tanya was already good at selling, but was the girl that she had working for her going to be able to get as good a results as what she did? So Tanya had grown sales from 4 up to 8 out of every 10. The big test was going to come when we trained one of her team members in the same framework. Well, thankfully, we were able to get her to the same result. I think it was slightly less. So it was probably about 7, maybe just a bit above 7 out of every 10. But when you consider that before the average was 4 out of every 10, that then gave us the encouragement and the confidence to be able to scale the business. So we went from doing around about 10 to 12 consultations per week to, in some weeks, we would do 30, and some weeks we would even do 36. So we literally grew sales by using the same process but we were able to do more appointments per week. We literally grew sales from 12K per month to 76K per month. And then with the other sales that they were making in the clinic and with the ongoing sales that we were able to make, we were able to turn that into $1 million business. And I mean, it took a while. It took us probably a good 12 to 18 months to get us there. But in terms of what that meant, I mean, it meant that the business loan that my wife had taken out to buy the business, she was able to pay that out like 3 years earlier than what the bank was expecting for it to be paid out. And we were literally able to take that business and get it to a point where we could have expanded. We could have taken those same systems and opened up new clinics in other parts of the state or even other parts of Australia. So it's a really good example. So I'll go through the steps again. So the first is we did a diagnostic on the patient consult framework, because that was the number one conversion piece. Like I said, we did look at the initial qualification script that the receptionist would use when she rang a paid lead when it came in. So we certainly looked at that as well. But we looked at the patient consult framework because that was the main conversion piece. We pinpointed the 3 reasons why patients weren't converting from an inquiry into a paying client. And then we rewrote that consultation framework to make it convert better. And we got it up to 8 out of every 10. So, I mean, it was literally the difference between probably having to take 4 or 5 years to pay off that business loan to literally having it taken care of 3 times faster. So once we'd written the framework, we trained her team and her practice manager in the new process, and then we revisited it. And one of the things that I did do, and I've done this for a number of clients now, is I recorded what that consult should sound like. So I actually recorded what that consult should sound like from the salesperson's perspective. We recorded it on Tanya's iPhone, and I after I recorded, I didn't really think about it. But one of the things that she said was that she listened to that recording over and over again. I'd forgotten that I'd even did it, but she said having that recording of what it should sound like was really, really useful, which was really interesting. So I hope that this episode has given you some value. I would encourage you to get in contact with me if you've got if you've got paid leads, if you're investing in lead generation, or even if you've just got organic leads coming to you from repeat business and referrals, because you're doing such a great job, which is fantastic, and you think that you could be converting. So if you're converting any less than, say, 4 out of every 10 inquiries into paying clients, what I would encourage you to do is go to www.jblake.rx. So J Blake, JBLAKE, R for Romeo, X for X-ray.com. And that'll take you to my diagnostic page. And from there is a fee for this particular service. But from there, what will happen is that you will be able to book a 90-minute session with me. And what we'll do is I'll get you to complete a questionnaire, a customized questionnaire for your business. And then what we'll do is we'll get on a 90-minute Zoom together, and I will show you specifically what it is in your process that needs to be improved to get you converting up to double the number of inquiries that you're currently getting into paying clients. So I'll give you the URL again. It is www.jblakerx.com. Go and fill it out, book your time. You'll get sent the questionnaire, and I look forward to going through it with you and showing you the key things that we need to do to make your sales process convert better. And just like Tanya, you can take the exact same ad spend, the exact same infrastructure, and you can literally get twice the revenue out of your existing efforts. And then if you choose to do so, you can scale. So as I said in the example that I just gave before, Tanya was doing about 12 consults when she first bought that business, but she was able to scale the ad spend and get that up to 36 consults. So she was able to increase her ad spend and get that up to 36 consults per week. And that was how we were literally able to grow that business into $1 million business. So I look forward to chatting to you. And as always, thank you very much for listening. And I will talk to you on the next podcast. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.